legally.
We were taken down.
Amazing. I don't know. I guess it was a violation somehow. So that's I guess I don't know. Maybe I was promoting it too directly. So
you got the robot. You got the robot voice.
Oh no, is it still okay?
I couldn't
Hopefully
understand what happened.
I think at some point, because I showed there were some rubber ducks that looked like the Two of Us characters, Mike and Melly, and I shared those and I said we're talking about it on Twitter, and maybe that was too much. Maybe they found that even.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can't even talk about the Two of Us.
I guess I don't know. Maybe I showed. I had the artwork on for a second, so I don't know. Yeah, that's.
Did it give you any strikes or anything in the? Because he said it was violating YouTube's policy. What did we weren't showing anything.
No. I don't think there's any policy. I can't imagine a policy that we would have, broken, except that Naughty Dog is they're drunk with power. They got the ban hammer and they're just knocking everybody down. It's incredible. We didn't even really talk about it. I was going to talk about it, and then we didn't actually talk about it, so I don't even know.
Oh, I guess we're gonna have to talk about Bad Canine now a little bit. But that's the that's the second name. We're gonna have to change names then. Bad Canine. Bad Canine.
Bad Canine. Jeez.
Bad Canine. It's getting everyone struck. It's getting I think
it's pissing on the rug. It's tearing up the couch.
It's destroying everything it built. It's going downhill. I think this is like I'm sorry to say, but this is going down like a shooting, on a mall or something. Like they're just killing everyone. They know they're gonna get taken down.
Yeah.
But they're just gonna take as many people as they can with them.
Well, I have some bad news in that department. The Two of Us 2, it just went gold today in pre-orders. So apparently the leaks didn't affect their sales, which is interesting. So I don't know how they're going to ferry the storm. I know a lot of the news channels are putting out stuff now that there were two bits of news. There's that they went gold, and that they found out that the person who gave out the video information, the leaks, were not employees, not disgruntled employees, but hackers. And so now it's gamers are bad again. And that's probably how the media is going to portray this.
Who said that it wasn't a disgruntled employee?
Well, that's true. Naughty Dog said it, so I don't know if you trust them exactly.
I don't trust him. Yeah. I trust Bad Canine.
Yeah, they just smacked both of us across the face for
right now. Yes.
Comics. We didn't even get to it.
Yeah, we were just talking about comic books. We were just talking about the scenery in each place. Struck down. You can't talk about anything. It's what is incredible is that a company of video games had such power. We did not know how much power they had. Now we know.
Yeah, I had no idea. Imagine this 5 years ago. I know people would have loved to have had this much power 5 years ago with the Gamergate stuff and all that. And now they have the power. It's incredible.
We are looking at something. This is unprecedented. How does a game developer gains this much power over who says who. You can't even speak their name,
Yeah,
because if you speak their name, you get banned, you get demonized. It's
incredible.
incredible. I've
It's
never
so
seen.
sad. I mean, they made my favorite group of series of games on the PlayStation, which is tough because there's so many good games on the PlayStation,
Freaking lost you
like
there for a
Metal
second.
Gear and sorry. Hopefully people in the chat can hear us at least. But I mean, there's so
I
many.
can't see the chat. Are they saying anything? I can't see.
If you go on the right
Oh,
hand side
we got.
and you
Oh,
see comments, yep, that'll bring it up. So yeah, I mean, Uncharted. I'm pretty sure we can still talk about Uncharted. I have nothing but positive things to say about that. They have, I mean, that's been my favorite game series on PlayStation, and that's a tough, to have top billing on all PlayStation games is that means a lot to me. Noting the Bad Canine's been close to my heart for many years, and to see them, to do this is pretty bad. They're burning a lot of their fan base, and yet somehow I guess they can still go gold. Maybe they would have gone
well,
platinum.
who said they go gold? They got gold. Who said
Yeah.
it? That's the thing. Who said it?
Mr.
Right now I don't.
Beal Bruckman.
He said that, but where's the proof? You need to give me proof. I need to see the games, because if it's like for example, which was the other game that went um, full on with political correctness? It was, I believe, Battlefield. Was it Battlefield?
Yeah. They had the
Battlefield.
like female gamer World War II soldiers and stuff.
I think it was Battlefield 5. Yes, where they changed the history of the war, of the Second World War, in where there were women in the front lines, and even they went as far as making war pretty much it became a caricature of war. People were hanging out with katanas in the Second World War, apparently, and war paint, like it was in this movie, the Scottish movie of Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Braveheart.
Which I guess, I mean, it's okay to do like fantasy World War II,
Braveheart.
but Battlefield has always been.
You can't say it's real anymore.
Yeah, when they do the history stuff, I mean, the rigorous historical standards is kind of what they go for. You can do they do the near future stuff too, which is fine. But
yes.
Yeah,
but you're misleading your fan base. Your fan base, they're your fans because they already bought your other video games or projects or movies or comic books. They're your fans because they want the same thing that you gave them before. They want it again. They want seconds. They're coming for seconds. So if you're misleading your fan base, that's bad too, and that's what the two of us is doing right now. It's misleading the fan base to buy something, and then in the middle of the game they're just going to change it completely to something else. Which is it's pretty shady.
Yeah, my main thing, we talked a little bit about this before off stream, but my main thing is people talked a lot about The Two of Us, the first one from 2013. Everyone loved it. It was one of the best games. I loved it. And people talked in particular about the ending with the kind of surprise reveal sort of twist that was kind of bleak, yet it felt kind of realistic for the characters, and it felt sensible for the direction the story was taking. But it was a big punch in the gut, right? And
Mhm.
but I guess the first thing is the characters did survive that. That was the whole point of the reveal, was that in order to keep those characters alive, some bad things were gonna have to happen to the story, and that felt like a trade-off that was worth discussing, at least, like it was debatable. um, and I guess, but people fell in love with the characters before the twist ending. They played it for 20 hours or more,
Exactly.
and
People
that's what
came
they
back.
love.
If they're coming back to this next game, is they're coming back for the characters.
Yeah.
If you just go ahead and kill them off, or destroy them, or make them do stuff that they wouldn't do, the
Mhm.
fans will know it, and they will say, "Hey, this is not right. These characters are not acting the way that they should be acting."
Mm.
So no, this is not them. I reject this story. They will never act like this.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and we've seen them do some pretty dark things. Both of them actually in the first one. So we know they have a range of expression
Yeah.
that can go in some pretty surprising kind of directions, But uh, yeah, it's a weird. I think they misread. I know the creator has a lot of. It seems like I don't know. He's having trouble remembering that he's an entertainer first and foremost. That's what makes games gold and platinum. And he's missing that point, but he's also forgetting that it wasn't the twists and surprises; it's the journeys along the way uh, that make us love. It's not the ending. The ending is only very good. It has to be a good ending, but the ending is only great if the beginning and middle is also great. You know what I mean? Like that's
Also,
what
yeah,
makes it so
yeah,
satisfying.
I agree. I also can give a tip from a storyteller point of view.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to write a good story, you need to
Mm,
figure out the ending first.
mm,
If you make
amen.
a good ending, and you figure it out,
Hmm.
and know that it's a good ending, you can pretty much fix the whole story towards that ending. But you got to figure out the ending first.
Hmm.
That's pretty how I write all my stories. It's I figure out the ending first, and if the ending is good, and I know that it will satisfy the audience, I can write the rest of the story. So
That's
I
great.
start from the end, and then I finish doing the start of the journey. I already know where it's gonna end, so let me just write
Hmm.
what led to this point.
And you know what time you have to take to build towards that. You know how to slow down and how to
Exactly.
speed things up. It's all like the map is there when you have the ending. You know how to direct people towards that satisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
Matt Siebel in the chat has a question for you. He says, "Have you heard of the comic Yinny?"
Jenny. Jenny, I think what he means is Jenny. Jenny is it's a I think it was a comic book done by a an artist that uses a very close art style to Chuck Jones,
Oh,
which
okay.
is yeah, it's pretty Looney Tunes kind of
Oh,
that way.
fun.
And
Wow.
yeah, the artist is name is I don't remember. I have it on the tip of my tongue because I haven't said that name in so long. But I think it's his last name is Alvarez. So and he lives here. I knew him. I saw him on a couple of conventions, and he also does. I think he did Looney Tunes also for DC Comics. I think so.
Mhm.
He's well known. Yeah, he's a well known artist, and he's pretty good too. So yeah, I am a fan of Jenny. Yes, of course. I have a couple of comic books. She was in a series in the newspaper.
Oh,
That's
cool.
when I yeah, in the local newspaper.
I
That's
feel
when I
dumb
really
not knowing about her. Hmm.
yeah, no, it's pretty much it's a local comic book, and it's a local artist. So it's he's really well known here. but he's known in the US maybe for his work on DC, but I think Warner Brothers or DC.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember if he's done any other work because I couldn't follow him a lot, but I did. I do was a fan of his Jenny work. It was really good.
Cool, cool. Well, let's
Did I?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully he I'm sure you heard that. Matt, feel free to follow up if you have any other questions. Yeah, he says, "Yep, it was a cartoony book. I picked up an English language version." Nice.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we might want to talk a bit more about your work. Who was the guy you were just telling me? I'm already forgetting his name. He's Puerto Rican and he does it's stuff that's not as good as yours, but it's he does work for Marvel.
Does work for Marvel.
Or maybe it was at DC. I'm still kidding.
There's a couple of Puerto Rican comic book artists that are working for DC or for Marvel Comics.
I'm just gonna bring up your stuff some more because we haven't talked about your stuff enough.
And and we couldn't mention the campaign completely because we got taken down. We were talking about the campaign and about the comic book scene here in Puerto Rico, how I came up to be in it, that I pretty much never was in it in the scene because it's a very close group of people.
Oh, I'm sure.
The comic book scene, at least here, is a very close group. I could never get in. I wasn't like them. I think I wasn't like them, and I didn't hang out with them. And I know they love comic books, but I wanted to draw comic books. I wasn't sitting down, spending hours reading comic books. I don't think I do it either now, right now. I don't think I've ever been invested in more than one or two series. I do love comic books. I love the art and I love the medium, but I was more interested in telling the stories more than that I was interested in reading them. I used to get the comic book and pretty much see the art and get inspired by that, but I wasn't really reading what was going on, or maybe I wasn't understanding all the everything that was going on, everything that was written.
Sure. But yeah, it's I mean, I think that's a good that you kind of described me. I kind of really started getting invested in comics maybe around 10 or 11 years ago when I realized I got in, like I grew up reading comics, but then not living in Europe or something and not sort of having access to that kind of stuff. It just kind of died out for me. But I got really into storyboarding, and then I found a lot of storyboard artists were doing comics on the side, and then I realized then it clicked for me, and I realized, oh, I liked storyboarding because I grew up on comics, and now the storyboard people are showing me I can love comics again. It's the same thing, it's the same principles. There's some different things too, but it realizing that helped me kind of rekindle that and realize, because a lot of these storyboard folks are, they do anthologies and stuff of just weird short stories and stuff like this of all kind of subjects, and then I realized that you can tell any kind of story. It doesn't,
or if it's me, but you're cutting up a lot.
Hopefully, I while you were talking, I plugged into the wall with my internet, so hopefully it doesn't. Should be good. Maybe I'm talking too fast. Turning off Wi-Fi.
No, I don't know. Yeah. It was sounding pretty weird, but I don't know if it's me, the one that was having problem maybe with the internet.
What? Yeah, long story short, it was just it was nice. I get very, I guess I'm like you, where I don't kind of casually buy a lot of comics, but when I find something very good, I consume it. And I really enjoy the craft. I'm probably drawing comics more than I'm reading it from month to month. But when I find something really good, I do kind of make a big deal about it.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. I was uh oh, then it's me. I am the one having problem with the internet then. Um,
Sorry.
yeah, I think it's me. The chat is saying that it's
It happens.
yeah. When I grew up, it was different times. So we used to um, watch watch cartoons, watch movies for the special effects, for the bright lights, and the animation. So it was everything was a in the 80s was pretty much everything was visual media, and comic books was pretty much the same for me. I didn't I never you were speaking about writers and editors and all that stuff. I didn't care about any of that, and neither my friends. If we got a comic book, we just wanted to read it because it was cool. We didn't care who wrote it. We care who drew it, because it was like, oh, this is the guy that we saw last time. This is the art from the guy last time. So we're gonna buy this one because of the guy that's drawing it. We never care about who was writing it. We didn't care. We could care less. So that's pretty much the way I always thought about comic books. It was first a visual medium, and second was the story. At least in when we were younger. When I was a little bit older, I started reading stories and looking at the art second. First was the story, then was the art, and vice versa. A good story can carry bad art, but it doesn't happen the other way around. A bad story pretty much cannot be carried without good art. You need to have really really good art to carry a bad story.
Yeah, it's very true. It is kind of weighted more to the visual. It's not 50-50. I guess it depends on how you want to draw your comic. Maybe there's some that are more in other directions, but at least with the sort of stuff you and I grew up with, it's more weighted towards the visual, for sure. Yeah. Well, let's. We're almost about that time. We can switch over to a project you've been working on recently, if you'd like. I can show that.
Yeah, well, yes, you can
Yeah.
show that.
Okay. Trying to fill up. Trying not to give people quiet. Is it here? Yes. This beautiful work of art. So you're doing a cover for someone, and we're like talking about Bad Canine. We can't talk about who it's for, but it's pretty incredible.
Yes, we can't say who it is for. I always take a little bit of license, creative license, when I'm doing anything.
Sure.
My wife doesn't like it. She hates it sometimes. She's
really?
like, yeah, she always
You're
give
off
me,
model.
because she knows I'm gonna change stuff. She always says it to me. You change the character, right? So it's really difficult for me as an artist, as a character designer, to not change stuff or to add stuff to the character that I'm drawing. I always want, even if it's a commission or even if it's a character that we know, I always try to give it my own take
Mm-hmm.
on those characters. If it's a commission for a comic book maybe or for somebody of their original characters, I try to always give them a fresh take on their character. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But lately, I've been lucky lately. Maybe I got better because a couple of years ago, I had some commissions, and the artist didn't like them,
Mm.
and they never used it. So I felt sad that they didn't use it, but
I can't
I
imagine
know
people doing that
I
with
did.
your art. Was it
Well,
is it like a
this is the ironic thing.
yeah.
They told me that I put too much detail in the art.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who
they
says
wanted less
that?
detail. So it was really mind-boggling to me. I was like, "Are you what? You're telling me that you didn't like my drawing because I gave you too much?" Yes, sometimes you give too much to people and they don't like it. They want it less. They want it less. So they asked for a sandwich and I
Mm.
gave them two sandwiches and they
Yeah.
said, I just wanted one.
Do you
I'm
have
not
a
gonna eat them.
when you're so you have a history with sci-fi. You like sci-fi a lot and you enjoy drawing it.
I love sci-fi, yes.
Do you do Matt Siebel in the chat says it has a post-apocalyptic or cyberpunk vibe. Is that something I know you're working off characters from another person's comic, but is that something that you kind of channel when you do sci-fi in general? Do you kind of go with that sort of look usually, or
Yes, I am a big fan of cyberpunk. I'm a big fan of Ghost in the Shell.
yeah?
I'm a big fan of Blade Runner,
Mm-hmm.
The Matrix, all those kind of movies.
Metal Gear, right? Mm.
Metal Gear. I love Metal Gear.
Oh yeah.
So cyberpunk is pretty much in my veins now. I love armors. I love designing helmets, and I really like making weapons. I
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah,
me,
you're really
making
good with
weapons
weapons.
is yeah, it's like they come super easy if you see there's one thing that I don't know if anyone notices about my art. I always do a custom signature for it. None of my signatures are the same for
Yeah,
any
I've been trying
piece.
to compare,
I
and I
always do a custom signature.
wow. Yeah, with like it's like a it's almost like a 3D signature. What kind of
Yes,
turns? What,
I never do the same one. It's always a new one
it's
for
awesome.
every drawing that I do.
Well, I mean, I'm super excited about your work, and you. I don't know if you want to talk. Maybe you don't want to talk about it, but I know that you have future plans.
We
You've got your own
we
stories in the works. So
Yes, we do have a story that I've been working for years, and
hmm,
it's the work that I've been doing for the longest time. I've invested everything in that work. I had to change it and revamp it completely because there's some other people that are using kind of like the same concept that I was
yeah,
using at first. So I had to go back to the drawing board, and change it completely to pretty much a new kind of story. I took the old story and I pretty much break it down and did a new one completely. But I'm hoping that people will like it. It has all the elements of what I like. Sci-fi. It got superheroes because I like superheroes. I want to tell a heroic story. I also want to tell a story about sci-fi. I really enjoy designing and doing robots, spaceships, or technological vehicles and
Mm-hmm.
building. All that stuff, kind of stuff, comes naturally for me. I I don't I don't know why. I get a little bit bored when I'm doing buildings and stuff like that.
Sure, sure.
But they come really naturally. I don't have a problem. I don't have any problem doing anything in perspective or
Mm.
anything like that. So
Yeah,
I
clearly.
I know I have yeah, I know I have a little bit of trouble with organic stuff sometimes. So that's what I try to always be doing, drawing humans, faces, and hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's all pretty much all the time because you pretty much I can be without painting for years, and when I take a brush or I go into Photoshop in one day I'm back in shape. But
Mm.
if I stop drawing for like 3 days, it's like when I go back to drawing, I have absolutely no clue how to draw a hand. Like I forgot how to do it. I don't know if that happens to anyone else, but it happens to
Oh
me
yeah,
every time.
yeah. It's a muscle. Yeah, got to keep it in shape for sure. Yeah, your
Yeah,
stuff is so
you
gorgeous.
have to. I wish I could have. There's pretty much no convention scene over here in Puerto Rico. There are little conventions, and then there's one that's pretty much big,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's the Puerto Rico Comic Con, and that's the only one big one. I was never able to go to one of the conventions to sell my work in it. I wish I could have, but I couldn't. I always wanted to go to the US because I know it's a bigger convention scene, and people breathe art and live it, and they like it, and you can make a good living over there with art. Over here, I've been in conventions, small conventions that I've only sold $50, and I've been sitting in the table for 9 hours.
That's so sad with your talent. That should. That's a.
It's, but nobody there's no scenery for art here. It's like it's either paintings or but for comic book art, not much people.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they like it, but they don't want to pay for it. They want it for free, or they just want a poster. I saw a bunch of posters when I
Yeah.
go to conventions. They
What?
like it, but they're cheap and they can take something with them to their houses.
Yeah, and it's similar here. You hear of, unfortunately, people who are so very talented not breaking even so often at conventions now, and it's I mean, it's one reason to be doing crowdfunding is because people are just you know uh, I mean, for so many reasons, but a lot of whether it's not feeling like they're seeing the comics they want to read in stores, or just people kind of shopping more online now and not
Mm.
kind of wanting to drive and spend a Saturday at a convention to go buy stuff. There's maybe people are older and they don't want to go do that sort of thing too. So if we could just kind of make a
Crowdfunding,
store, yeah,
crowdfunding is the future.
yeah,
There's no denying it.
mhm,
It's easier. You get everything to delivered to you, and you pretty much can have a piece of what the artist was trying to sell. Maybe
yes,
if he goes to a convention, maybe he goes there and he only brought a limited amount of the work of the comic books or whatever, and
hmm,
you get there and you can't find what you wanted
yeah,
online. You can get it. You can just I click it. This is the one that I want.
hmm,
If it's a special cover, you can sign up for it. You know when it's gonna be sold. You can buy it. So it's really I think it's the future. And
Yeah. It,
we all of the artists that want to work in either art or creating art, they should at least start looking at ways to do it online, because I think that's the future. Also, this is one of the things that I'm not against it, but
mhm,
I wouldn't do it with any of my work.
mhm.
I want the fans. I want the people that want to buy my work. I want them to have a physical item. I
Nice.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't do a PDFs or digital. I wanted to have a collectible. I wanted to have something physical that they can attach to the artist. They
Yeah.
can go to a
It does.
convention.
It means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can't put a digital book on a bookshelf.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think so. Online selling stuff online has been around for a while now, but we haven't had until the YouTube kind of live streaming experience. We haven't had a way to give people what that. I mean, the closest thing to the face-to-face kind of chatting at the booth in Artist
Hmm.
Alley kind of experience, where they get to know you as a person and get to see if you're a cool guy, and uh, you know, um, ask questions and get to know you, kind of thing. Now we can't. We can provide that aspect too, where we can share our wares, but we can also get to know people on a human to human level, which is good. And I guess that's been the final key that people have figured out the last couple of years, where now we can kind of uh, we can have that sort of social interaction, and not just put stuff up on an online store and then you just don't know if this guy's a wacko or not. Matt in the chat, he asks, "Are
I,
you
I
have you done an art book before? Because you do have so many nice pinups and prints and poster type things. Have you done a book that just compiles all the stuff that you have?"
I wish I had done it. I never did it. I haven't done any, but I'm open to do one in the future. I haven't been able, because
Oh, sure. Yeah.
there's the printers here. They stopped working for a long time, and I was most interested in selling individual pieces of my work, like posters and stuff like that, than to compiling them into a book. After the fact, I saw people just asking to see if I could, if I had any book with all those pieces in the book. After that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to go to a printer to see if we could do a compilation
Hmm.
of pieces. But I was never able to do it. I've been pretty much trying to put my back together for the last 4 years. And when I come back to the comic book industry, which is where we left off in the last stream,
Hmm.
unfortunately, the comic book industry pretty much was cannibalizing itself, and destroying comic book shops and destroying the industry. Pretty much, the people in charge were just being rude to the fans, being rude to the customers, not caring what they were saying, not caring about their feedback. The customers is that's free feedback. We're nothing without the customers. I mean,
Hmm.
I exist only for them. You exist as an industry. You exist just for the customers. So you should just try to aim to please them and sell them what they want to read.
Hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely. The stories
it-
they want, the art
yeah,
they like. What do you what are you there for? Yeah.
yeah, we like Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man, of
Mhm.
course. I don't look like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't think I will ever look like Spider-Man, and I can't crawl on walls. I can't jump as high as him, and I'm not as maybe as smart as he was in the Ditko era, because he was smarter back then. Apparently, he's dumber now.
Yeah, he
But
was very good with the jokes. He's very clever.
yeah, yeah, he was roasting everyone left and right. So
Yeah.
I'm not as eloquent, pretty much like him. I have an accent. I will look pretty goofy, like a Puerto Rican Spider-Man. It will
No,
be really goofy.
that'd be great. What are you talking about?
That would be like look at the accent of this guy. The villain will just start laughing. Like, where you come from, man? Where you come from? Nah, seriously. I mean, we love Spider-Man, and we want to see Spider-Man do what Spider-Man does.
Hmm.
I don't want him doing anything else. I want to see Spider-Man. If I go to a movie to see Spider-Man, I want to see Spider-Man. If I go to a movie to see Wolverine, I want to see Wolverine.
Hmm.
He's he's small, he's hairy, he's really
He's
moody
short.
all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's short. That's the Wolverine I grew up with the short one. It's not
absolutely.
not 6'2". He wasn't 6'2". I mean, don't get me wrong. The actor that played Hugh Jackman, who played Wolverine in the movies, he did the best he could. He accepted the role, and
Hmm.
he did the best he could. But we've still haven't seen a real Wolverine, the one that's short, that smokes cigars
Hmm.
and it's really like a Wolverine, small and
Absolutely.
rabid. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. Where's the love for the short guys?
Hmm. Yeah, want to
He
see
had,
me represented. Yeah.
yeah, the you get my drift. I mean, we want to see the heroes that we grew up with, and suddenly I go to the back to the industry. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Let's see what you got for me.
Hmm.
It's really unfortunate that the heroes were not there, and
Yeah.
this is one thing that nobody's talking about. This it's super important what I'm going to say. Not only is the industry chasing away customers, but they're chasing away talent. It used to be that they would roast them, maybe. I used to hear stories about artists trying to get into the industry and they get roasted by the editor, or maybe you're just pissing them off, and they will send you a letter and tell you to piss off because you're just bothering them with your bad art. And you keep trying, you keep trying, and you keep trying until they see that you're improving and they give you a chance. Now, unfortunately, you don't even have to be good to be working for one of the big two.
Yeah.
You just have to have the right idea. You have to have the right politics to work in the big two. That's pretty much putting a gate between the company and the artist. Now the artists don't have to try to be as good as they need to be to enter the company, but now they have to change the way they think, maybe the way they vote, maybe the way they view the world, as as to be representing the company, which is completely bizarre to me. I want to be higher because I'm doing a good job at my work. I don't want to be higher because I have the right ideas, or we think alike, or I have the right politics for you.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that does not work like that. That's chasing away the talent. And not only that, there's the people that now are seeing what has been happening in the kitchen. That's the thing. We used to not be able to see what happened in the kitchen. We
Mm-hmm.
were just looking at the plates that were coming out of the kitchen, which is the comic books where they were coming out of the kitchen, and we were just looking at them, and some of us were like, "Oh my God, I want to learn how to make all those beautiful dishes." of food. I want to be a chef making the food for the customers, and I see their faces. They're happy. They're enjoying their meal. I want to work in this restaurant. It looks good. But now when you get into the kitchen, you see that it's a mess. And not only that, you have to be of a certain group, identity group, to be in that kitchen.
Yeah. Well, it's in a way, I find it's bad news when this happens in any industry, but in a way, it's a relief in a way, because now people like yourself don't have to be as worried about what am I missing out on in that industry in 2020. Now you can say, I'm pretty confident, speaking for you here, that I'm gonna enjoy. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna enjoy building my own intellectual properties and finding my fans directly, and that's going to be more rewarding. And I'm not going to wonder what if so much, because I know there's an industry that I wish was there, but it's not there.
Yes.
The industry that is here is not a place I'd be happy at. And that's the same way I feel. So that's it's nice in a way that things are so transparent now. It's something I guess that social media has done, that we can see that it's just not, it's not a place for everybody. It's for very few
Yes.
people.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because, like I've said before, I wanted to draw Captain America, and I wanted to draw Spider-Man and the Avengers.
Yeah.
We could have an Omar Casanova X-Force or X-Men,
Would have been
which
so
I
good.
love. But now it's pretty much not happening for the foreseeable future, because I don't want to work there. I
Yeah.
don't want to. I don't want to draw Safe Space and Snowball, whatever the name it is
Yeah.
Snowflake. I don't want to draw them. That's what drove me pretty much to say, you know what, I can't take it anymore. I've been watching from the sidelines. I haven't taken a side, because I thought that this company still had some redeeming qualities, and they maybe could change a little bit in the future, and be a little bit more open to
Mhm.
other ideas, uh, uh, and diversify their staff with not just one way of thinking,
Yeah, absolutely.
one way of voting, one way of viewing the world. If they could have at least, I thought it was gonna happen maybe in a few years, but it didn't happen. I saw them get filled with hate, not only against the other political party, but whoever voted for that political party was gonna pay the price. They
Mhm.
became really hostile. These are your customers. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how they vote. You shouldn't see how they vote. That should be the last thing you see
Mhm.
when you are selling comic books. When you're doing comic books, I mean, I've been heartbroken so many times when I watch people in Twitter. All my heroes. I almost don't have any artists that I like anymore, because
Yeah, it's
I
unfortunate.
can't go over to what they said, what I just away, and it's gonna sound horrible, but this is the way that I see it. Every time one of these artists that I admire, that I've been looking up to for all this time, every time they mishandle, mistreat a customer, a fan, it's like a shed stain. It's like they shed the bed, or they shed on their clothing. They shed themselves.
Yeah. Well, it gives
Always
you, I think
gonna
it,
remember that they
yeah.
shed themselves.
Yeah. which gives you permission, I think, to now you don't need their attention or advice or permission to do your own thing now, because you see, like, they're just
I
like
don't I
or
don't think I've ever think that I've needed any of their attention.
yeah.
I looked up to them. I respected them and I
Mhm.
admired them. I now only have memories of that because I
Mm.
cannot I cannot divorce their art from their bad behavior. Like I told you, it's like if it's like if you were in a party and there was this beautiful girl that you always admire and respect, and you wanted to ask her out,
Yeah.
and when getting close to her and you are going to ask her out, suddenly you notice that she's missing a tooth. And you're like, holy shit, wait a minute, I never noticed that you were missing a tooth. And now my view of you is different. I like you, but I have not noticed that you have one tooth less, and it's one of the front ones, which is more noticeable
Or
when you
maybe yeah, missing a personality, or I don't know. Yeah, because maybe we can we can fall in love with someone without a tooth, maybe, but just without a I don't know, someone who's calling you a Nazi, or
what I'm trying
or
to
your
say
friends are.
is
Yeah.
that before I could not see it.
Mm.
Now I'm looking at you closer,
Yeah.
and I can see
So
that you
close.
have no tooth. I can never unsee it.
Yeah.
I always remember that you lost that tooth, even if you put it back. When when I went close to you,
Hmm.
saw that you don't have a tooth, and it's gonna stay with me in my mind forever. Also, we as human beings are are creatures of feelings. If you make me feel bad, if you insult me, it doesn't matter what you do next. I'm always gonna remember how you make me feel. And
Yeah.
every time I look at your work,
True.
at your movies, are your stories, are your comic books, I'm gonna remember how you make me feel, how you insulted me. That's it. There's no coming back from that. I'm never gonna buy your work anymore. I'm never gonna say anything good about you. I'm not gonna spread the word about anyone just saying them, hey, you should look up to this artist, or you should look his work, or you should buy it. You're gonna enjoy it as I have, because that's the thing. Human beings, when they are happy and when they enjoy something, they want to share that happiness with somebody else. They just want to say, hey, I was happy when I did this, or when I watched this movie, or when I eat this food. I want my loved ones to share the same happiness that I experienced. So these people, if they treat you badly, you're not gonna want anyone to experience that. You're just gonna have want to stay as away as you can from them,
Hmm.
and you're gonna say, everyone, just stay away from this person. Don't buy their work. Don't even look at them, because they're not worth it. They're just bad people. There's not it's not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. We're here to try and do things differently, aren't we?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely try.
Yeah. And we're not gonna act like I know for my part, I'm not gonna act like bad canine and uh get
Yeah,
drunk with power.
Bad Kanan is doing a lot of bad stuff right now. He's breaking the house.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just destroying everything. All the goodwill that Bad Kanan has, they're just destroying it. It's over. It's
Yeah.
over. I don't believe about the gold. Whatever they say, I don't believe it anymore.
Yeah. And if they
I don't.
do
Yeah, they
if they
had
do
so much power.
I know
Now I
whatever sequel they do next,
yeah
they're gonna try another Uncharted, and I don't think there's
they
gonna
can
be much support this time
they
around.
yeah no they can skew any information that comes around. I've seen it. I never thought that they had this much influence over everything. How?
It's incredible.
How?
Even on BitChute, they're taking down stuff on BitChute. Like you're not supposed to. This is the wackiest stuff in the world is on BitChute, and yet they can reach their
Mhm.
claws all the way over there and grab.
And the
grab
thing is that I don't know how you can come back from betraying your fans.
yeah,
I don't think there's a comeback from that.
yeah.
The thing
Like
is that
betraying them in two ways. Giving them a story that it seems like most people do not want. It's not even a political thing. It's people on the left,
Mhm.
people on the right do not want this kind of story, and then punishing people for critiquing the story is that's betraying the fans twice. Not letting them disagree with you, uh, and giving them something they don't want, and then punishing them for not wanting it is yeah, that's about the worst thing you can do.
it's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Mm, what's
Now
the
we like I said, it's a bad thing that they are punishing their own customers. It's deplorable. It's disgusting behavior. But I think it's a good thing because now we can see who was the chef that was making my food all this time. I've been buying food of this restaurant for all this time, and I didn't know he was spitting on my soup.
yeah?
So now, now I know
I
he's
take
been
a little
spitting
less.
on my food all
I
these
gave him,
years.
yeah, I forgave
He-
it. I was like, yeah, it's okay. There's something a little, I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna overlook it because it's usually good. And now, yeah,
Sometimes these people think that entitled, and they think that I have to buy their soup, I have to buy their food, I have to go to eat to their restaurant. No, I don't. I don't have to go
yeah,
to your restaurant. I was coming to your restaurant because I like the food, but now I know you spit on my food, and now I know that you hate me. Every time I go to your restaurant, you've been hating me for 5 years. I didn't know that. I'm not coming back here, and I'm not buying more of your soup. It's disgusting.
yeah.
That's pretty much what's happening. Sometimes the illusion of power is more powerful. I think,
Mm,
I believe that they are going to now go into damage mode, damage
yeah,
control,
sure.
and they're going to try to skew the balance and say, hey, look, it hasn't affected us. We got gold, we got platinum sales
Hmm.
because it's an illusion, the illusion of success. I think that that's what we're going to see next, the illusion of success. And then some years later is when we're going to learn the truth about what happened.
Yeah,
But right now, this is damage control, and I think that they're trying to give the illusion that none of this is affecting them, and they are doubling down
sure.
as as suspected
And that's
because
what you do.
somebody.
Know? You don't want to show weakness, but I don't know. I don't know if the guy behind um I don't even know if I should say his name anymore. Maybe I just won't. But the guy
No,
behind this game, like I get the way he just seems so tired, and so like I don't know if he wants to make games. So he might retire, you know, at some point. Maybe after this game, maybe after a couple more. But I can't see him doing this the rest of his life. He just seems so worn out, and his games are reflecting it, I think. So, I mean, maybe we'll have, you know, Amy Hennig was the spark, I think, behind most of uh, Bad Canine. And when they fired her, that was a bad sign. Uh, but maybe
I
she
got
comes
another
back, or
take.
someone
I
else like her.
I
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that that bridge is damaged. That relationship is damaged. I
Yeah.
think this guy it's the perfect example of somebody that is ideologically possessed.
Yeah. You think he'll keep
This
it up?
this
He'll keep going.
Yeah, he can't be
Wow.
um he can't be changed anymore. I think he's possessed by his ideology. He thinks everyone who opposes or think differently is evil and needs to be either eradicated or need to be changed. His mind need to be changed to whatever he believes is, because that's the thing.
Hmm.
I I don't know why a lot of people are, or some of these people, activists especially, are um, so they want to change the world. They're in love with that word, changing the world,
Hmm.
but they don't know what they wanted to be changed to. Have any of them
Yeah.
not think about not changing it, about letting the world be?
Wow.
There's an idea.
That's
Instead
kind of
of
radical.
instead of everyone just trying to change it, why not let the world be? Don't try to change it. Let the world be. Change your life and try to be a good example and try to be uh, right
Hmm.
something to inspire to be yourself.
I heard a
Instead of trying to change the world, try to change your life
yeah.
to better yourself.
There's an old a Persian proverb I heard once. When I was young, I thought I was clever, so I tried to change the world. And now that I'm old, I am wise and I try to change myself. I guess that's you're saying the same thing, and I think it's words to live
Listen,
by. You know, in light of yeah,
this
yeah,
guy is an old guy. He's an old guy. He's not young, but he's acting like if he was young and naive.
mm,
Like if he apparently he doesn't know how the world works.
yeah, yeah,
Got a big ego now, so he thinks he's on another level. Apparently, and he's using that power. They're using the power
yeah,
to silence people,
yeah.
which is only gonna make things worse,
It's gonna make things a lot worse. Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
a lot worse.
And as we've seen before, that you can write all the uh, tech news, video game forum post kind of articles you want about how the problem is the gamers who are really the
Yes,
customers. That doesn't it doesn't convince people.
that's another. That's pretty much that's semantics,
Yeah,
playing with words, just calling somebody gamer. He's your customer. He's the
yeah,
reason you have a house. He's the reason you have a job.
hmm,
It's your customer. It's the one that's buying your stuff. I have this philosophy, if you could say that, that
hmm,
I always say the customer is 99.8% right all
mm,
the time.
hmm,
99.8.
yeah. What's that?
Nobody's 90. Nobody's 100 times %. Nobody.
Uh-huh.
Nobody. So it should be 99.9.
Yeah,
And I take 1% because I believe that the moment a customer punches me in the face,
yeah,
that's the moment he's wrong.
yeah,
Everything else is okay. You can scream all you want because this is a free country. You
yeah.
can say whatever you want. I don't have to
Disagree.
hear it, of course, but you
Yeah,
can disagree with me all you want.
yeah.
That's
Not
fine.
like your stories or your art. That's fine.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
if somebody doesn't like my stories, if somebody doesn't like my art, they can tell me, and I will try if I can change something. If I can try to do something that could maybe please you, I will try to do it. You tell me your story was wrong, I would just answer, I'm sorry you didn't like it. I will try my best. Or maybe I will ask, what didn't you like about my story? Maybe we can have a chat and talk about it. But I don't want to lose you as a customer.
Yeah.
I will never want to lose you as as a customer. If I can stop it, I'm not gonna lose you.
Hmm.
I think
Yeah.
today have a chance to have a relationship with creators, and that's something of this era that was not possible. Uh, 10, 15 years ago, we couldn't have that. Be as this close, and maybe that's a problem also, because now everyone is so accessible, and
Yeah. Well, I think of it
people
as
can't
it in a way.
handle it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's instead of it being a privilege for all the fans to be able to read, to get to know and be able to interact with these creators, like, which is how I think a lot of these creators, these legacy creators, seem to think of it. It's more like now we as creators, I think, have a greater responsibility to um, actually be more professional more often. You know what I mean? More of the time online than if we
Oh,
just had to
oh,
see people on the weekends at a convention or something. You know?
yes, that's one thing. But the other thing is that if you're using social media and you're putting the brand of the name of the company that you are working for, you should behave 24/7 like you're an employee of that company. You're putting on your handle, I am colorist, on your bio, I am
Mm-hmm.
colorist for Marvel Comics. You should not be liking porn. That
Did
should
that
be
happen?
out of
Oh.
the question. Yes, I'm tired of seeing
Hmm.
colorists, pencilers, inkers like that I was following liking porn. Like, dude, you're coloring Spider-Man. This is a comic book for kids, maybe. Some kids are I believe there are some kids that want to read Spider-Man. And when I'm looking at your feed, all you have is porn. The,
Wow.
why did you put that you're working for Marvel Comics if you're gonna be looking at porn on this
Yeah.
account? Just
That would be
change it.
unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah, that's an example.
Do another account in an account that you just don't mention the company that you are working for. There you can tell all your political views. You can say that you hate this person, that you wish he died, or whatever, and you can look at porn all the time if you want. But on your professional page, on your social media page, this is where the fans are trying to see your work, have maybe contact you, or maybe have interact with you to see how you are. Maybe they want to find you at a convention, and they have to go through all your porn to get to you. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good take. That's because mostly it's like political opinions that people bring up. Uh,
Yes.
I was talking to an editor at Marvel like 3 weeks ago, just a bit, because she was posting. She was saying, if you don't like what I have to say, all you have to do is block me. It's as simple as that. I don't take it personally. And at first, I thought that was an okay approach, and then I thought, and I asked her. I said, "Well, why don't we just? Would it be all right? Not saying to not have those opinions or even to share them, but if you separated it from your professional account, that's tied with your job." And she said, "Well, this is my personal account, but everyone knows she's an editor at Marvel. It's not,
Because
she's not."
they put it in a flag.
Yeah,
They want to parade it that they are
absolutely.
working for that. If nobody gives, and this is gonna sound crude, but nobody gives a shit about what you think if you're not working for Marvel.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's a good
cares.
point. It's not your
Putting
opinions that
Marvel
count.
DC because you want people that are Marvel fans or DC Comics fans to see your opinion
That's a good
and
point.
care. Nobody cares. Just take it out of your bio and make another account with another name. You'll see. Nobody cares what you think. You'll be all alone, spewing hate on your own Twitter feed and looking at porn by yourself.
Wow, that's a
By
good point.
yourself.
'Cause how else do you get the 20,000 followers if you don't have the clout of being a
Exactly.
Marvel editor? It's not your opinions. Yeah, I'm humble enough to realize. I mean, I'm a realist enough to know. It would be the
I have
difference.
been lost.
Yeah.
I have been lost for 4 years.
Hmm.
Like I told you before, I lost everything on the hurricanes,
Yeah.
and I have come back, and all I found was ruins. The characters are gone. Captain America is a Nazi.
Yeah. Sure.
They broke Captain America. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
There's pretty much no coming back from that. If you kill Tony Stark, there's no coming back from that.
Hmm.
There's no coming back from killing Tony Stark. There's like 1,000 Spider-Mans now.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 Spider-Mans. What's the deal then? What's the deal with Spider-Man? He's not special anymore. Everyone's just is a wall crawler now.
Uh-huh. That's true.
Everyone's swinging through the city.
And some of them
now.
are like people like Miles Morales now, I think, and or Spider Girl.
Don't get me wrong. This is an unpopular opinion. I don't like Miles Morales. I don't like him.
Yeah.
He's also I think he's from Puerto Rican descendant. I don't like him.
Yeah,
he's not Peter Parker.
No,
I'm not attracted to Miles Morales. He doesn't have the iconic origin that Peter Parker has. None of the other characters are Spider-Man.
No, that's true.
They will never be Spider-Man. They're just rip-off of Spider-Man.
For sure.
They can't replace Spider-Man. Nobody can be Spider-Man and not. It is not. I mean, how? How can you be working at Marvel for so long? How can you be a creator and not notice or find out that Spider-Man is not the web swinging, is not the webbing, is not the suit, is not the wall crawling, is not the foes of Spider-Man, the Rogues Gallery, is not Mary Jane. Spider-Man is not even Aunt May. Spider-Man is not Gwen Stacy. Spider-Man is Spider-Man because of Uncle Ben. So we don't have Uncle Ben. We don't have Spider-Man. Miles Morales is not Spider-Man. He's just a cosplayer to me. That's not Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy, she's dead. She died. Leave Gwen Stacy dead. She served her purpose in the story. She's dead. It was bringing depth to the character of Spider-Man. To Peter Parker. Uncle Ben is the one who created Spider-Man. Nobody, not even as with great power comes great responsibility. Nobody, not Flash, none of those characters, only Spider-Man. We don't like Spider-Man because he can fly or he can maybe punch planets. He can't do that. Unfortunately, now we have a 1,000 Spider-Mans, but we don't have a Peter Parker. Peter Parker is just one guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't have that Uncle Ben in your life, it's not Spider-Man. That's not him.
Hmm.
So Miles Morales doesn't have Uncle Ben. There's no purpose to him being Spider-Man. There's no
Yeah, he
uh,
doesn't have to be.
he
Yeah.
he doesn't he shouldn't care. Why would he choose not to use his abilities for something else? There's no reason. Because just because. So his reason is because.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, this is a good. It's a good time, and it's out of the ashes comes new creative endeavors that we get to invest ourselves
Yes.
in, and if it takes, it's harder. It's heartbreaking, but if we can tell our own stories that people actually enjoy and can get behind, and we listen to what customers actually want, what readers actually want, and not what we think they should want. uh, Hopefully we can kind of make better stories, that can inspire kids and future generations, the way these sort of stories inspired us when they were
Yeah,
better,
we,
I
we
guess.
we are all in great need of guidance,
Mm.
especially in these times where everyone is connected, but they're so far away. It
Yeah.
feels like we're more far away than we were before. We were all connected by the internet or by the social media.
Yeah.
So in these times we need guidance more than ever, and we need role models also.
Hmm.
I always say that we are looking for role models every day, trying to better ourselves. And now it's more difficult than ever. It's like there's so many, like I said, so many Spider-Mans to choose from. Now it's not Spider-Man. It's like the Power Rangers, but the Power Spiders now, or the Spider Rangers. Why don't you
Hmm.
call them the Spider Rangers now?
Hmm.
It's a group of spiders.
Yeah.
There should be one. There should be just one,
Sure.
and the other ones should have stayed maybe on their own comic book, their own um, universe. That's what I will
Hmm.
do. I will take them all back to their own universe, and they're still cool. Everyone likes them, but leave Peter Parker on his own universe, and take the other ones to their respective universe, and just continue their stories over there. Because
Sure.
there's no point having 15 spiders
Yeah.
just crawling around
It's a mess.
Manhattan. It's just, yeah, this is just insane.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's quantity, not quality, unfortunately.
yes.
Speaking of, so I think we've had some quantity and quality in this conversation. I was shooting for 1 hour and we went over that, but that's completely fine because we had a good chat, and we managed. Everyone hung out with us the whole time, which is really cool, and they followed us from the stream that got taken down, which I
Yeah.
think we both really appreciate. So thanks for to Matt Siebel in the chat. Thanks Fly Fox. Thanks Tonic Mole. Super Mario Gun. You're a new guy. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you give us a like and a follow. And yeah, whoever else is checking this out, we really appreciate it. We're going to be doing this. This is going to be a regular thing. Unless we tell you otherwise, we're probably going to try to do this the same time each Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and to continue to talk. We're going to talk about our projects. We're going to talk about storytelling, probably something that's topical that is on a lot of people's mind. That's on our minds, like this, the bad canine situation.
If you
Uh,
can, Matt, I'm sorry to
if
interrupt you. You can we can leave the stream with the campaign. We could go to the campaign now and check the perks that you have. If you haven't back
Oh, that's kind of you.
Matt campaign, it's Kiri. Am I saying it right? Kiri. It's a comic book about ancient Rome, which I
Mm-hmm.
took part in doing a poster, but you can show the book that you have right now. The campaign is in demand right now. You can get a great deal of 2 books uh, for a very fair price, and you can also get some posters there. It will really help us to continue be doing this type of work. I am going to be doing my own work, my
Mm-hmm.
own campaign soon. So we are trying to build an audience right now. This is our first stream, pretty much, in which we got together. We've been talking for a while, but we decided to start uh, doing streams so we could loosen up and maybe build an audience and reach more people that are like-minded. And also, I really want people to get to know me. I've been only staying in the part of Puerto Rico and the Spanish speaking community. I am now transcending. I'm trying to go back to go to the US and have a wider audience. And this is pretty much my first take. I love Carrie. I love the work that Matt has done with the campaign. Everything looks super good, and these books are pretty much ready to print, right, Matt?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm talking with the printer now about the best factory to get them printed in a timely manner, and yeah, I've just kind of been polishing, looking over the print files, but it's ready, so it's exciting, and I really love. I mean, your creative insight has been really exciting, and I told you when we got you on this was I just want to you do you, you know. I think I told you uh, ancient Roman Tomb Raider, and but you did your research, which is
Yes,
really
pretty much. Yes.
yeah,
Can you show the poster for the people that want to see it?
yeah. Well, I'll do the full screen version. Yeah, you
Full screen. And go full screen for the book also on the perks. If you can put the link in the description as well, so they can everyone that wants to buy Matt's work, they can do it. I'm hopefully when I launch my work after I launch it,
yes,
uh, we can do something for his book, maybe a short story with my own art and him writing it. I don't I don't let anyone touch my art, so I do everything on it. I
of
do
course.
the line work and the colors.
Hmm.
So all that will be done by me, but the lettering and the words, the writing will be done by Matt. Let's hope that we can
That would be so
get
much
there.
fun. Yeah, yeah. One step at a
Yeah,
time.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait to show my work. I've done so much work for it, and I can't believe it's just a couple of months away.
Yeah, yeah. It's really exciting, and
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matthew.
yeah, he really likes your work. He said he's following you on Twitter now, and he hopes to commission you at some point, and thinks your stuff's really great. And I know that Matt has good taste. A lot of other people have good tastes. A lot of other Matts have good taste, and they all like your
Yes.
stuff. And so I think it's just a matter of numbers. It's a matter of just if enough people getting to know you is going to mean a lot of sales for you because your work is, uh, I mean, it is the top tier quality already in pencils, in coloring, the whole shebang. So we just gotta, yeah, we're just gonna let enough people get to know you first to show that you're a real guy who really cares and the principles and the fundamentals that um, customers really expect and deserve. And yeah, so that once we your campaign launches, people know that they can trust you, to deliver a good product and to be respectful. So it's going to be good. So I guess we'll wrap it up there.
Exactly. That's another
Sorry. Yeah. You
thing
can.
also that we need to respect the customer,
Mhm.
and not only that, we need to respect the trust that the customers are putting on us.
Yeah.
When you are handling others people money, you need to be responsible and deliver whatever you said you were going to deliver. So
Yeah.
I've seen that you have delivered your works, and that's why I'm trusting uh, that you are doing your own work, and I know that when I do mine, we can fulfill it and we can finish it, and it's going to deliver. It's going to get to the backers
Absolutely.
hands,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. That's the business of it. It's not. Sadly, there. I mean, there's not a lot of artists who are as talented as you. Very few. But there are a lot of talented artists out there, and there's a lot of talented writers. But people who also know how to deal with the very challenging, unique business of fulfilling a crowdfunding campaign.
Yes,
There's not a lot, so we gotta. Those that know how to do it need to teach each other, so we can all kind of rise
exactly.
together. So that's
Thank,
what we're gonna
thank,
be doing.
thank the Lord that I have you on my
Yeah,
side,
absolutely.
and you can guide me and pretty much guide the campaign, so we can start to finish, get it to people's hand, get the work to people's hand, and give them what they pay for.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be fun. So cool. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out with us. Appreciate you even hung out to this point, and so that means a lot. I'm glad we could entertain you and have a good chat with you guys uh, during this time, and across 2 different streams in one night, which is a challenge in itself. So yeah, thanks again on behalf of Cass and I. Just give us a like and a subscribe, and we'll be doing this again in a week. And maybe we'll bring in guests too or something. Or we'll keep it interesting and
Yes.
entertaining, and give you a lot of good variety and keep the conversation going. So until then, we'll see you on Twitter. So this is Matt, and
Thank you, everyone. This is Cass.
I didn't.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, if I had video, I could have made that clear. Sorry, that was a bad handoff. But yeah, catch you guys later. See ya.